Throughout this course, we're going to use the free Movielens dataset, so let's just download it and take a look at it and figure out what it's all about. It's going to be an important thing that we work with throughout the course. So Movielens is just a free dataset of movie ratings, and if you go to movielens.org, you'll see they have a website where you can rate a bunch of movies and get back movie recommendations. And over many, many years, they have built up a very large database of user ratings and movies as well. So we can use this as a way to play around with not only textual data like movie titles and things like that, but also structured data like movie ratings and the properties of the movies themselves. So we're going to be using this data a lot throughout the course. So let's just go take a look at what this data looks like and familiarize ourselves with it. So head on over to grouplens.org, just like that in your favorite browser, and let's take a look at this data and figure out what it's all about. If you click on the Datasets tab, you should get to a page that looks kind of like this. And we're going to be working with the ML latest small dataset here. So it's a manageable number of ratings that can be processed comfortably and quickly on your own little virtual machine. So we're not going to be dealing with big data at this point because we don't really have a real cluster. So we're going to restrict ourselves to 100,000 ratings. Let's download that. Take a look at what's in there. So just open that up when it's done and open up the resulting ML latest small folder, and we'll just sort of familiarize ourselves with what's in here. There is a readme.txt file in here that describes what's in there in detail. It's in Linux format, so make sure you open it in WordPad or something that can handle that. But let's just dive into these files and see what's in there. So for example, you can see these are all CSV files. That stands for comma separated values. If we open this up in Excel or whatever you want, you can take a look at what's in there. So let's start with ratings.csv. All right. So you can see here we have 4 columns of data in this CSV file. First is the user ID, the movie ID, the rating, and the timestamp. So this is basically saying, for example, user ID 1 rated movie ID 31, 2.5 stars at whatever that number represents for a timestamp. It's a Unix format that represents seconds since, the epoch of January 1st, 1970 or something. Not important for our purposes. So this is the ratings data itself. There's 100,000 rows in here. And again, the format is user ID, movie ID, rating, and timestamp, all separated by commas. How do you know what a movie ID is? Well, that's where the movies.csv file comes in. Let's open that up. And you can see here, this maps movies to their titles and also to a pipe delimited list of genres. Let's open this up a little bit. So for example, this data is telling you that movie ID 1 represents the movie Toy Story from 1995. The release date's always in parentheses there. And it belongs to the adventure, animation, children, comedy, and fantasy genres. And this is fleshed out for every single movie in the database. And it turns out there's quite a few of them. Almost 10,000 at this point. So that's some fun data to work with there. And to make use of this, we're going to have to parse out that release date from the title, for example. So ingesting this data is going to be a little bit tricky, as we'll see. But there's some cool data to analyze here. So we have movie titles that we can search. We have genres that we can classify things with. So we're going to have some fun with this later on. Also, we have a links.csv file. We're not going to use this too much in this course, but basically it's just a mapping of movie IDs to the codes that they are used to represent them on IMDb and TMDb. I used to work at IMDb, so I'm kind of partial to that one. That's basically the IMDb movie ID for each movie ID and Movielens, so you can map the two together. Finally, there's a tags.csv file that we'll also play with a little bit in this course. And these are user-generated tags on each movie. So for example, some of them are a little bit snarky. Okay, so user ID 15, whoever that is, tag movie ID 339, which presumably stars Sandra Bullock, as Sandra Boring Bullock. Poor Sandra Bullock. I actually like her as an actress. I don't understand that at all. But these are just a list of tags that people have assigned to individual movies, and that's also some fun information to mine for trends. So we'll play with that a little bit later on. All right, so that is the Movielens dataset in a nutshell. Basically, it's 100,000 movie ratings by real users out there and metadata about each movie. So now that you know what's in there and how it's structured, we can start playing with it.